Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the MyCAREER and MyPLAYER stuff to a certain extent, but more importantly, we're going to be breaking down the new badge system, the new takeover stuff, talking about what has been revealed today and the information that was revealed today in my team or in 2K that is going to pertain to my team in NBA 2K25. Because while today was definitely not my team-based news, that's going to be coming in a couple weeks, what we did get was a lot of information about stuff that will apply to my team to a certain extent here in NBA 2K25. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are playing MyCAREER, MyPLAYER stuff as well. So we'll skim over that as well for the people out there that are interested in that stuff, even if that's not the go-to game mode that I make content on. So before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload pretty much every single day. I know the uploads have slowed down a lot with the end of 2K25, but with that being said, with the end of 2K24, I should say. But with that being said, I'm excited to keep making content. Hopefully 2K25 is good. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Let's discuss. So first things first, there's a new takeover system. Takeovers have 5 levels. Interesting. I'll be interested to see how that works. And if this is how it works in my team as well, I truly don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like, look how many different takeover names there are though. 72 takeovers and 14 takeover abilities. That sounds really complicated. For example, this takeover ability is deep post vag. Like, is this how it's going to work in my team as well, where there's 97 million different takeovers and are we going to get to choose takeovers in my team? I really don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. This is exclusively MyCAREER based, but there is going to be a Heart of a Dynasty thing where you relive your MyPLAYER's greatest games, from high school to the FIBA U19 World Cup to an exhibition game against current NBA players. Interesting. Climb dynasty rankings. This is a GOAT ranking system with an added dynasty component to follow your team's place in history. See how you and your team compare to the 9 greatest dynasties in NBA history, and deliver iconic performances to dethrone the likes of Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls and others. Let's learn more about all the customization options and added features in MyCAREER. Let's read this courtside report. I want to see this. All right, MyCAREER badges and takeover. What I am more interested here personally in is the badges and takeover part of this. MyPLAYER builder though, I mean, create your own build. The builder looks different than last year's, but not insanely so. The first thing to note here are red badges, which is legend tier badges. There is a 5th tier of badges this year. I'm not sure that's a good thing for my team. I'll be totally honest. I don't think that's going to be great, but I guess what that does is create a slightly larger opportunity for a slower power creep, I guess. Maybe. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm a little worried that legend badges are just going to be even more overpowered versions of Hoff badges. How that's going to work exactly, we will see. We'll get to the badges stuff here in a little bit. Community builds are being added back into 2K25 if y'all are interested in community builds. There's a build tester still. Yeah, I guess that's cool stuff. They refreshed a handful of physical attributes as well as how you earn stamina. There are now 5 physical attributes: speed with ball, speed, agility, strength, and vertical. Interesting. Stamina is earned through Gatorade gym workouts. That doesn't really apply for my team whatsoever. The acceleration attribute determines your dribble launch and off-ball movement. In contrast, 2K25 dribble launching is now determined with speed with ball. So there's no acceleration at all in 2K25. It is speed with ball and speed, and then agility, strength, and vertical. Interesting. Defensive lateral movement, off-ball launches, and off-ball cuts are determined with a new attribute called agility. So agility replaces lateral quickness then, I guess. That's really interesting. All right, so they did make some tweaks to the way that some statistics and stuff work. Takeovers. There is a new takeover system with 72 takeovers and 14 takeover abilities. Good Lord. Each takeover targets different attributes and has 5 levels, ranging from level 1 where you're just heating up to level 5 where you're red hot. As you excel on the court, your takeover meter fills up, gradually boosting the target attributes as you raise up 5 levels. It happens automatically, so you don't have to manually activate takeover, but if you make mistakes, your takeover meter will drop. At level 5, you'll trigger a takeover ability that, when used effectively, can make you the most dominant player on the court for a short period of time. Initially, you only have access to levels 1 through 3, but you can unlock level 4 and 5 by activating its previous level in 30 different games. Takeover level unlocks do carry over between saves. I guess that's a MyCAREER based thing, but it'll be interesting to see if takeover levels are a thing in my team as well. That is something I'm very fascinated to see. Takeovers have attribute requirements. You'll be able to see which takeovers you can unlock in the MyPLAYER builder. As y'all can see, barbecue chicken is a takeover right here. We're seeing as you go up a tier, your stats go up more, but it's only 3 stats. So I'll be interested to see if each takeover only boosts 3 stats. But level 1's plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, and a couple 6s, and then plus 7. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. There is a ton of different... there's going to be a ton of different takeovers, so that's going to be really, really interesting to see how that works. There are 40 skill badges in 2K25, and similar to takeovers, each badge has unique attribute requirements. Now, this attribute requirements thing isn't really a thing in my team. It's going to be whatever badges that are added to your player and whether or not you're able to add badges to your players, which I assume you'll be able to add badges, and there'll be badge cards and stuff that you can add to your players again this year. Now, I want to spend some time going through and breaking down each specific badge, but we'll come back to that here in a second. There's only 40 badges, which is a big W compared to the 77 that there are on next gen this year. I'm assuming this looks like the 40 badges will go cross-platform as well, because it doesn't say anything about new gen versus old gen. So I don't know, maybe I didn't watch the stream, so if they mentioned that in the stream and y'all watch, feel free to leave a comment and let me know if this is a both new gen and old gen system for badges. But I'm definitely intrigued to go through this and break down the badges more here in a second, but I'll do that once we finish looking over the other stuff in the courtside report. They say their goal is to make every badge feel valuable and equally desirable, which I think having less badges, it does exactly. Each is more each badge is more all-encompassing. I can't speak. Having a legitimate impact on the court, which I think this is kind of cool. This means there are fewer badges that activate in only very specific situations, which is good. I think that's definitely going to be good. For example, Shifty Shooter covers all off-the-dribble shooting, and Set Shot Specialist covers all standing shooting. That's interesting. The higher level of badges, legend badges, are going to be really interesting to see what these, how good these legend badges are, and hopefully they don't ruin my team later on in the year. We'll have to wait and see what legend badges even work like. Badge perks. This doesn't matter for my team at all, I don't believe. So I'm not particularly concerned about that. Performance multipliers. Do I care? No. Badge elevators. I mean, if all this type of stuff, y'all can read through this if y'all want to. I'm just not all that fascinated about most of this stuff. What are cap breakers? Let's, we saw community feedback. The players wanted a way to not only increase attribute ratings above their max potential caps, but also have those ratings contribute toward animation, badge, and takeover attribute requirements. So cap breakers, if you have a ball handle attribute max to 85, you can apply cap breakers to a play with an 87 ball handle and unlock access to animations, badges, and takeovers. This is a cool concept for MyCAREER. I'll say this is for MyPLAYER. This is cool. It'll be interesting to see how many cap breakers you can actually get. It says you can increase a maximum of +5 of its caps, so you could use 5 cap breakers, but there's a total of 15 that will be available to earn. Hopefully they won't continue to add more and more throughout the year, but they probably will. But there are 15 cap breakers that are available, so that will be kind of neat. MyCAREER, I'll be totally honest with y'all, I'm not particularly concerned about MyCAREER. Again, if y'all want to read through all this stuff, feel free. It's just not really my personal interest with MyCAREER, but if y'all are fascinated about this, hey, feel free to read through this and learn more about what they have to say about MyCAREER. And it looks like that is everything for this blog. So the main thing that I want to talk about, because they didn't really go through in depth and talk about each new takeover that's available, and also they have not talked at all about how takeovers are going to work in my team, if they are the same as they do here. Obviously, we'll find that out later. But these 40 badges are going to be very, very important for my team. And I think, you know what? I think I'm going to make a separate video here in just a little bit. I'm going to give you all a little bit of a cliffhanger, but I've already been recording for about 9 minutes. We went over the courtside report. I'm going to make a separate video that I'm going to drop in about an hour after this video drops, breaking down badges in depth specifically. And make sure y'all tune into that video, because I think that is a good way to do this, so this video doesn't wind up being a 30-minute video, because I think I'm going to wind up spending quite a lot of time talking about badges. With that being said, that's going to do it for this video. Very much a surface level overview of the courtside report, and then I will do another video breaking down the badges here in just a little bit. So with that being said, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.